small introduction. Good afternoon. I start by the questions for the one who have kids or as a teenager in Asia or young adults. I'd like to think about what they are doing all day long. My son is 15, he's Japanese, and he's doing nothing else than social media. He spends his whole time on social media. There is no more TV, there is no more magazines, there is only social media. So we are talking about the big things, and I know we get a few presentations, and we know that it's big, but when you see the young generation using it, you understand that it's a center of their life. So, as an example, I just wanted to start by something kawaii, very, very nice. And this is typically something which is used in Japan, so it's Japanese, it's not for China, this. We call that emoji. So this emoji, I just ask another question, so where do they come from? Who is doing that? Which brand? You think it's kids? You think it's Hello Kitty or whatever? It's Toyota. Toyota is using this communication in Japan to promote their websites. And why do they do that? It's just because in Japan you use emoji in conversation. It's a very important thing. So they use a lot and they want to have the new one. So the best way to have it is to try to buy. You can buy it with money, but here if you are a tomodachi, a friend of Toyota, then you become a follower. Then you can use the emoji. And that's why they are doing it. So you can see on that it's very local. It's very local, it's very creative, it's very specific, and either you are in China, Japan, Korea, it's Asia, but they are very different. And they are very creative and very specific. So today we try to talk about the interaction between the brand and the consumer through the online and the social media platforms. And we're going to talk about seduction. Seduction is very important. How can we talk to people before you have TV and you have a commercial? We are not talking about seduction here. You have to seduce the consumer. So we try to show you a different way of seducing on social media platform.
Me? Nothing special. I give a few classes at Yale, and I spend half my week traveling to speak in slots for digital conferences. What else? I'm trying to grow startup agencies I launched about a year ago, and on the weekends I volunteer with the homeless, because after all, I'm involved in. You know, I love meeting new people. That's the point. But hey, enough about me. What are your interests?
Good afternoon. As you have seen the video, the idea is to make the comparison of a guy trying to seduce a woman and how brands can seduce consumers online with the different social media you can find in Asia. In this example, the guy is the perfect guy. He ticks all the boxes. He's smart. He talks well. The idea here is for brands in real life. It's being present everywhere with a lot of communication, high density of message all day long on all platforms. And the example here is McDonald's in China. McDonald's is highly active in China, especially on WeChat and Weibo. To give you an idea, on WeChat, all the consumers every Friday receive a specific promotion via WeChat to get a discount in stores. And on Weibo, McDonald's is talking 6 times a day, sometimes 11 times a day to every consumer. So it's very, very dense message. And it's all around the year with a specific event. We can see different ones here. The first one is for announcing a new menu. So it's a specific campaign, first Chinese style breakfast. The idea here is that the consumers like the page and will share these pictures of the different food you can have in the Chinese style breakfast with 3 friends and get a discount for that. So it's the way that McDonald's introduce in the day-to-day chat between 2 friends and insert a brand communication with the customer directly. Another example is McDonald's in China, like in other places, they have specific relationship partnership with a movie theater, so they made a specific campaign for that. They do also campaign for Valentine's. They are on Weibo. They have the same on WeChat. And the idea here is you are with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and you share a picture of your couple to get a free macaron when you go in store in the Mac Cafe. Another interesting example is for the Chinese New Year. As you may know, for the Chinese New Year, Chinese people often go back to their family around China, so they have to travel all across China during hours and hours. And the idea here is to connect the journey with the restaurants you can find of McDonald's inside China. So they made a specific campaign with a beautiful picture, really localized for China with plenty of colors. And there, the person can enter the starting point and the end destination of the trip. And after several pages, he can find that there is 4 different restaurants on the way home to see the family for the New Year's Eve. So he can directly go in one of these 4 different restaurants and came with a specific voucher, here the Free Dragon fruit milkshake, and get a discount in restaurants. So McDonald's, as you have seen, is very present in China in very different ways in all the social platforms you can find all along the year, with a very big calendar and social events through the platforms. And it's a good illustration of all presence in China.
That's interesting. I had never looked at things from that angle, to be honest.
So on this example, the guy is seducing the girl because he's trying to know what she thinks. And I think online or with chat, you can do the same. I have an example coming from Japan. So it's a store with selling CD, DVD, and books, and they decided to make a survey. And they decided to go through the line page. So they asked many questions. There were about 20 questions, so it was quite a long. Can you go forward? It was quite a long survey, and people could earn some points, and they could have some present, but not all of them. And they had 9,000 people who answered. About 10% of their line followers, which is a lot, and it has a double effect. First, you know what thinks your customers, and then the guys who are going on the page, they really spend some time, and they have a proximity. They are really close to the brand, so it has a very positive effect, and that's something which is done in many places in Asia.
So you lost all your pictures and files, huh? That's crazy. You know what? I have an iMac at home and I don't use it anymore. You can have it. Yeah, you can have it. It's my pleasure.
Est-ce qu'il vous plaît, mesdames?
So the idea here is the gift. You try to reward the customer for a previous purchase or previous action on the website or the social platforms. If you transpose that in the real world, we took the example of Hong Kong TV Mall. It's a specific website in Hong Kong, specialized in shopping mall online, plus video on demand. So they produce a lot of videos. They are owner of different TV drama in Hong Kong that all the Hong Kongese people love. And when people get to the shopping mall application, add product to cart, finish the purchase, they have the choice to click on TVPix logo and get directly to the TV drama selection and choose the most famous TV drama in Hong Kong and directly for free see the video on their phone. So it's a really effective way to link the purchase of the customer and reward him with video content, so they own the content. So content is key, and it's a good way to keep the contact with them and keep them in connection with you.
So, actually, this is a video I recorded last week when I went to see my grandmother. I think her kitten is the cutest. Don't you think so?
So, what's his technique? He's trying to show some intimate content. He tries to be close by showing something which is really personal. So, there are many brands who are doing that in Asia. They try to have a kind of a positive feeling, very close, very intimate. And I have an example. Daimaru is not a brand for kids. Daimaru is one of the biggest department store in Japan, and they are sharing some emoji again. So it's the same technique. If you are tomodachi, friends, and then you go to the kind of kawaii drawing, then you get everything. After you are one of the guys on the page, and you receive some posts every time, every day, like 4 posts. This one is interesting because there are so many examples. They are really promotional. You have to understand that Line is quite promotional. But they are asking, you should go to the store and then you will have a gift. So they are pushing to the stores. So by having something very intimate, kawaii, then you bring some content which is directly linked to the business. Online, honestly, I have seen so many things. It's not a question of image, it's a question of business. They are really pushing a lot of voucher and gift and whatever. And if you go to Korea, it's about the same. Interpack is one of the biggest websites, e-commerce websites, and they are doing the same. They propose you to have some emoji for discussion, and then you can be in the page, and if you are in the page, you receive offer. It's very promotional. So they are doing about the same, and it's the same. I mean, they try to be very close to you. They try to be very nice, and then they push. It's very interesting to say that they have two sides. One side is very emotional, and the other side is very promotional.
Last week did well. To be honest, I'm very pleased because a friend of mine, his name is Barak. I don't know if you've heard of him. Well, anyway, he recommended it when it came out, and yeah.
So I don't know this Barak, but maybe he's famous. So endorsement here, we are talking about brand ambassadors and influencers. The example we have here for Korea is a Crispy's brand called Honey Butter Chip, and they did a specific campaign for Twitter and Instagram with hunger marketing. Hunger marketing means that you reduce the stock available in store, so you limit the product that people can find, and they get desperate for the product because they cannot find it in the stores. And they use two different ambassadors. So the first one is a girl from a Korean band, sing band called Davichi. And the girl here on the left said, I love this chips, they are so good, they are so delicious. I want it every day, but I cannot find it in store. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you so mean with me? So the girl gets completely desperate for the product. And on the right, it's a Korean actress who say nearly the same. I cannot find it, I'm starving, please tell me where I can find those chips. And it gets viral directly. Really, it was such efficient that if you go to stores today, what you can see on the doorstep of the store is, we don't have any chip anymore, please come later. So it was pretty effective.
I really loved having a drink with you. It was great, and I would love to see you again. So if you're free next week, I have an invitation for a brunch. We could maybe go together.
So we tried several ways, several techniques to seduce the consumers. The idea now is how we get the second date. So you are very creative, but you need to keep the connection with the consumers and re-engage him in stores or online. The idea here is the voucher, the coupon, the promotion, the discount. It's present everywhere in Asia, in China, in Korea, in Japan, in Hong Kong, and on all platforms, WeChat, Line. Even Facebook is doing a specific coupon online. And some examples. So here, WeChat, on JD.com application of WeChat. So they propose coupons for a book online. But you have also online not only coupon, but special offer for job. So it's not promotion, it's special offer. It means that it's adapted to luxury because we are not talking about discount. On Facebook, as I said before, you can find also promotion and coupons. Uniqlo online, so it's slightly different. It's not coupons, it's a direct link from Line to the e-commerce website of Uniqlo. Your Line online application, Uniqlo is a friend with the customers. It's a one-to-one relationship, like two friends talking on chat. And inside the chat with the customer, he proposes banners. When you click on one of the picture with the price, you get directly to the e-commerce website, and you can very quickly make the purchase, so it's very efficient. KakaoTalk in Korea, so Line, WeChat equivalent in Korea, has the same. And more than applications, more than WeChat, Line, KakaoTalk, you can get specific application for brands. Here it's Starbucks. Starbucks creates its own application for 20 different countries, and there you can get e-coupons on the application to have a discount when you go to store of Starbucks. So all these forms are the way to re-engage the customer and get him again online or offline for a second date.
So to finish the presentation, we show you some different techniques of seducing, but there are many others. What is important is to see that for young generation, going through this platform is a key point. It's even more important than television, press or whatever. It's really, really, really important. They do nothing but that. So, but to succeed, you have to be very creative, have good ideas, which are very close to your brand, and it's not easy because you can see that it's an example. But what has been done is a bit too late now. We have to find something new, and it's moving so fast. So I think, I hope we managed to seduce you, and maybe we have another date with you at the workshop in 1 hour, and just in time.
Thank you.